Welcome to Glow Up or Get Out.
Today's episode, we wanted to talk about curating the most aesthetic Instagram profile, feed, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to go through some tips we have on how to do so. So take a listen if you're feeling stuck.
We are going to go literally from like top to bottom of like things to talk about when you look at your page. So the initial thing you see is like the front or the top header kind of section, which has your bio, your profile pic, your links, could be in the bio, or also like just the website link.
Yeah.
And then also your story highlights.
Yeah. Alike to meeting someone in person, you have a first impression when it comes to your page. So I feel like most of us understand this pretty well. It's like you want to look up, somebody recommended a fashion clothing brand or whatever. You look up their IG and then you make your opinions based on what you see initially.
Right.
Depending on what you are, a business, an influencer, or you just really love aesthetics, these are some really good things to take into consideration. So when it comes to profile pic, I guess let's start there.
Yeah.
As a business, I think it depends. So, like, if you have a long business name, sometimes it might be better to have, like, your symbol. So, like, let's say it's a cowboy hat or something.
And by symbol, we mean, like, your logo symbols or, like, alternate logos
that are smaller.
Secondary logos or whatever you got.
Fit inside of that little circle.
Yeah. And make sure it's, like, something legible, not something that's, like, too spread out and you can't tell what it is.
Too many details.
Yeah, because I feel like people sometimes just like will put their logo up and it's just like the first and like last letters are cut out and it's kind of like pointless.
Yeah, optimize it to Instagram. Don't just put in your square like website logo into a circle.
Right.
It's not going to work.
And then for personal, you want something, or by personal I mean like influencer, if you're just like a regular gal like me who enjoys Instagram. Your profile pic should be of your face, I would say.
Alone,
and should be something that kind of showcases what you're going for. I mean, obviously, there's not going to be like a lot of detail there. But for me, it's just straight up like a film photo of me, like kind of like a side shot, but I'm still looking at the camera. Yeah. It's like, here I am. This is whose page it is.
At the beach.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Catch the wave with Sam. Doesn't mean it has to be that either. I mean, you can change them and have fun with it.
Totally.
I think a big tip, though, is no filters that are, like, face filters. Unless that's your entire page and, you know, like, that's the vibe. All right. You know, do you. We don't love that vibe.
I don't love that vibe
But if that's your vibe, you might kill it. Because I'm thinking of ideas of how you could kill that, you know?
Can't. Unless you're, like, a page who makes Instagram face filters.
Period.
Then fine.
Yeah.
You know, your most current face filter, put it up there or whatever. But for any other situation, I think keeping it very classic to a regular photo of yourself is perfect.
It's like modeling. Right. You know, your portfolio headshots, they have models normally in just like a white tank top, no makeup. So you can just blank slate. Like, what can I do with you? Because as sad as that is, that's what Instagram also is. I mean, that doesn't have to be your goal, though, as well. Like, make it fun. Yeah, as much fun as you want.
All right. And then going down on what you're going to see is your bio. So after your profile pic, you will have your Instagram name, and then it's kind of like a little descriptor of what your page is about.
So for example, you'd be like, Dainty Melly's your @
Yeah.
But then it could say like Melissa Nava or just Mel.
Yeah.
And you could put something
else after it. I have my full name, Melissa Nava, and then my pronouns, she, her. And then right under it, it just says personal blog.
Mine just says Sam, which I haven't touched that in a really long time. But I guess other ideas, like for a person, you could put things like lifestyle blogger or influencer, fashion influencer, or like CEO. Whatever. Because the point of that is that if someone was to look up fashion influencer, you would come up as well. Not just if it was like used as a hashtag type of thing.
And then like, for example, for our business account, that one says marketing agency, and then we have like a dash kind of situation, and then it says GGC, which is like our initials of our business. Because your name actually, like Sam said, counts as like an SEO for Instagram. So if you are specific to a niche industry, putting that like title in there really, really helps you get noticed or seen quicker on like the search.
Yeah.
bar.
And I feel like most people just end up skipping that part anyway. So it still should look professional, but like it's not going to make or break the bio.
Right, exactly.
So you should definitely do that if you have not done that yet.
And then going into the bio itself, we have a very like specific way of what we think looks best, but
it would be like tagline.
Yeah, your tagline.
Maybe what you do. Or sell.
For us, like our business, it has like the 3 packages that we kind of like offer, which like if somebody again is looking for content creation, maybe it'll pop up because it's in our bio, that kind of situation. And then we have like who the founders are, which is us. But I'm thinking more on like a personal level, like for example, you would probably have like fashion blogger or whatever. Like,
let's just read mine. What do I have? I shout out Glow Getter Collective. So I say CEO at Glow Getter Collective because I want y'all to go to that page. And then a tagline of sorts. It says catching the wave the way I want. And then underneath that, I have basically what I blog about. So it's all things lifestyle, foodie, artsy, and fun. And then I have like important links pointing down to my link tree. Mm-hmm. And then it's my link tree. On top of that, we mentioned like the personal blog thing, like what you identify your business as so you can see insights. 1, that's how you get insights. That's how you become like a business profile. And 2, there's like a few different ones that could apply to you. I guess it just depends on what you go for more. Like, because we could have put consultants or something, but like that's not really what our personal page is about. Yeah.
Totally. Mine, I mean, it's not like super cohesive or anything because I feel like I didn't really take mine too like seriously. Again, I have like Black Lives Matter and then I have a bunch of Mexican flags because I'm like really passionate about my culture. And then I do shout out Glow Getter Collective, but see, so this is where something is wrong with mine. I have CEO and then at Glow Getter Collective, which right now it's not linkable and I don't know where that is, but I'm going to change that. And then under that, I do have my own link tree or Glow Getter's link tree where through the height of like all of the BLM stuff that was happening, we both had put in a lot of resources and links. So continuing on to links.
Yeah.
This not only means like the link tree or whatever website that you want to put that Instagram like allows you to put a link of like whatever website you want to include, but also like the extra buttons underneath, which are like your email or like contact information, like all that stuff. Also, you have to make sure it's up to date and working. The only thing that we currently thought was like kind of an issue that we wish Instagram would fix is that you don't need to have the mail app to open.
To see someone's email. Like, just show me their name.
So annoying. In that case, it might be helpful to have a link tree with your email. That might be a nice fix and, something nice that people can use.
And everybody uses the links differently. Like, for some people, personally, I don't love when businesses have their links as, like, just one specific thing, like a giveaway thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather them just make it a link tree and then I can, like... But also it's annoying when they're
scrolling
so
through
many.
all of them.
Yeah, and then some people have, like, the post one, so, like, you can go to the link and then click on a post, and it'll take you to whatever.
I think that one's the most efficient one as far as for, like, a business or a blog because, you can go... it's kind of like Sam said, it's irritating to go to or find out that there's a link in the bio on a post, go to the bio, and it either takes you to their long-ass link tree or it takes you to their actual page and then you can't find anything. Like, that's both irritating. So having that situation is a lot better because then you can specify where am I going to take you, Yeah. And then the next thing is highlights.
Highlights. Those are also just very personal to your brand or you as a person. I would say not exceeding like 20 depending on what you do, because you could have 20 and you're like a fashion influencer and you have like links, you could have like Paris, New York, like people have all those things, or like certain referrals that people ask for, like I feel like if you go over 20, because I think each section, like one section is like five or six or something.
Yeah, I think so.
That you can look at one time. So if you had to scroll more than 4 times, I feel like that'd be Like, oh my god, when does
I
this
even
shit
think
end?
like one scroll,
Like 10?
like having 10 is more than enough.
Yeah.
Somebody who's actually trying to look through your highlights will sit there and
But also,
keep going.
But also don't load your highlights.
Yeah, I was gonna say keep them up to date. Like, I personally follow a bunch of like fashion and lifestyle bloggers who will link things that they like shop at or like shop for in a specific highlight, but they'll be there. The first ones are from like 3 years ago or something, and like I get it, like, you know, you might make AdSense on that, or like,
and you still like them.
But I think that it's kind of out of date at that point. Either repost it like currently or just delete it. Yeah, because I feel like it gets kind of overwhelming when you have to go through like 100 stories to find the one product that you're looking for.
Yeah. So for highlights, don't have too many, but also don't have like 4 that are just like 100. And you just have to tap.
Make enough sections, but also not too many.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of like, what do I do then? But like,
you'll figure it out. Other thing would be covers. So like, some people still think, which I think is hilarious, that some people still think that you have to like post your cover. But Instagram actually like rerouted that.
Yeah,
so now you can just go to edit highlight and you add a cover photo from whatever you want.
It doesn't have to be something you posted.
Yeah. But when it comes to like what to put as your cover photo, we personally, I feel like really like simple.
Like solid colors or solid patterns. Symbols. I'm kind of getting over the symbol situation. I feel like it looks kind of tacky in my opinion now these days.
Not those kinds of symbols,
Yeah. But something that definitely identifies like with your branding. I think before it was a lot cuter to do like I said, like symbols, but those look tacky to me now. I think it just kind of looks like
something like Happy Sucky would be like our characters or something.
Right.
Like that's what I mean by symbol. Like
something more symbolic to your branding.
Yeah.
If that works for you.
But not necessarily like a house that's like just an outline of a house or something.
It's like home decor and then you put a little house. I think that's kind of tacky.
If you did a picture, make it very specific to what.
And also really minimal, because I feel like I've seen also story highlights where it's just like literal stories, like photos of the stories that they posted. And then there's just a bunch of
like they all look just like visible.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that would be your initial looking at would be the amount and type of content you have on your page. And by that we mean, so like you go under your links and then your like contact or whatever, and you have those like feed, IGTV, reels, shopping, and tagged.
Yeah.
So like you have those things. So if you only have feed and tagged, it's not a bad thing necessarily, if that's, you know, your thing. But if you're a business, it's probably better. No, it is better. Not probably. It's better to have each thing, I think, filled out. So like at least one piece of content each thing. Because Reels, same as TikToks, basically.
And that's kind of like a necessary thing now to grow engagement and following is Reels. Also TikTok, but Reels.
We get to post them on both. So it's like you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. IGTV is a little harder if you're like... I feel like it's harder now because of Reels. So it's like all the short stuff you would post to IGTV is like, oh, now I gotta post like a whole YouTube video to IGTV or something.
I think now it's a lot harder for people, like you said, is to use IGTV because that's kind of what Reels was doing before. Like that's what we were doing with IGTV before what Reels is now.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, like probably like the goal for IG is to get all of these content creators to post all of their stuff on one place.
Yeah.
Which is kind of genius. And I think that's going to start to move over a little bit more. So whatever you're posting to YouTube, I mean, you can still do both, you know, like do it.
Yeah.
Some people might be too lazy to go to a separate place to look for this content, but some people might not. Some people like the YouTube platform more. So
yeah,
I would just do them both and now just move over everything that you used to do on your IGTV over to Reels.
Unless you're already like a big creator on YouTube.
I would still post it there, honestly.
Really? I feel like there's a time limit also.
There probably is.
Most it's an hour or 59 minutes or something.
I think that might change though, honestly, over time, because I feel like they're trying to really take over
all
of the platforms. Yeah.
15. It's 15. It's 15 minutes. So 15 isn't really quite a lot if you're doing like
I think most people
20-minute videos, I guess. But then maybe they're trying to cut down everybody's whatever. I don't know. But yes, Instagram's doing something over there. They're trying to be the all-in-one app, literally. Shop.
Trying to monopolize that content.
Rude.
But yeah, have multiple
Forms
of content.
Just gets people
That is the thing.
to know more about you, your brand, how you work.
Yeah. Also, like if you're an influencer, it kind of goes towards like what are you able to offer brands, because they might see more
Video potential versus photography.
Right. Or even just like I can get a lot more for my buck, I guess, from someone who can make all 3 content, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Just more exposure for them and for you too. So
the next things that basically you see on your page is your content.
Mm-hmm.
I guess first maybe we should address
what feed are you going for?
Right.
I feel like they were called themes before,
Ew.
which kind of disgusting now to think about. But like what kind of vibe does your page have? I think before it was really, really like chaotically edited. Everything was super over-filtered. But I think there's like small details that you can think about when you're posting on your feed. I think we both like warm tones on our feed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's little things that you can pay attention to, like the t-shirt you're wearing maybe is pink, and in like 3 posts ago you had a pink cup.
That too.
Small things like that. But there's something to consider, I guess, because I feel like I always see this question pop up on stories, like, do you care what my feed looks like overall, yes or no? Or like, do you care about the content individually? And most of the time when I vote, I always vote like I care about the feed, but it's never the one that wins. But I feel like there's a difference between looking at the page as a follower versus looking at the page as someone discovering you. So, like, as a follower, you just see the one post and you already like them. You go to their feed, you're like, yeah, like, I like everything they post. But when you're first finding someone, like, you're looking at their page, and if it looks chaotic or, like, just off, you're going to be like, I don't know about that. So that's why I feel like that poll is always kind of skewed, in my opinion. You're not getting, like, the full story of what you're trying to target. But, I mean, it matters, but also it's not in the way that it matters, like, everything needs to be the same exact color, the same exact filter, like, it needs to be only this.
Yeah.
Like, just think about your overall goal.
Like, look and goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I feel like I'm the person who would vote, like, it doesn't matter. And to me, it truly doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
Because when I discover people as well, I really just look at, like, the type of content they give. And by that, I mean, like, are they, like, enjoying that too, like, but more like, are they enjoying the same things that I do? Or like, I enjoy the poses that they make. There's like a specific person I can think about, like Devin Lee Carlson. I don't feel like she edits in a way that is like specific or thinks about like what she's wearing when she takes a photo, and I enjoy that more, that kind of vibe more. And I feel like that's more of like my own page, is where like it doesn't have a specific feel to it overall. That I think that the cohesiveness comes from like the way that you take the photo, and that's where it comes in. But I do see your point of view of like discovering someone.
Yeah,
I mean, I follow both kinds of people, and I think either way,
right,
those people have,
as a brand, it matters more to look put together than as like a person.
Yeah,
because as a person, you're like living life, obviously things are different every day, but as a brand, you're trying to portray like this one solid
product or
message. Yeah. So like obviously things don't have to be totally perfect, but yeah, chaos is not my favorite thing on a brand page. But on an influencer page, yeah, I agree with you. Like, I think it's okay to have, because then it feels more genuine, and that's what you want as an influencer, and as a brand too, but depends on your brand. So we wanted to give some tips on shooting content and editing content. Overall, there's a lot of things that you would have to consider and research.
Colors, shooting, locations, your outfits, and then also what niche you're in. So like we said, like if you're a business, different vibe, personal, be genuine with your content, have more like lifestyle photos and a lot of like fun and creative things.
Think about what your purpose is, because then that will affect what your message is and what your caption then is. Other smaller things, I guess, would be like music if you're doing video posts, or for reels, staying on trends if that's what your brand's purpose is, or that's how you want to get seen. Yeah. And poses, like you said, you know.
Poses are, I feel like, really important in like the grand scheme. I mean, brands too, but mostly like for influencers, I think it's nice to see like up close shots, detail shots of things, also like full body, like just the variation is really pleasing to the eye. And that's where I feel like you can kind of be very playful and not necessarily just think about my outfit today. Like your page, I mean, you could have like an OOTD situation where
and then
every
that's
day
where it comes in
for like
being like feed versus individual posts, because then
Right.
individual posts, when they're just like quote unquote like fillers, that's where it comes into play, like finding that balance between like making your feed look good but also like giving people individual posts that they're gonna enjoy as well.
Yeah.
In glowing hour, we're gonna talk about some of our favorite influencers or just pages that we feel like do a really good job of like hitting all these marks.
All right, welcome back. We're drinking today the same ones as the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Things for your head, the mango hard
Seltzers.
seltzers. Like we said, we're gonna go over a couple of Instagrams that we enjoy and think that have
the principles that we talked about. We think they implement them very well. I'll go first.
Yeah.
We'll trade off. One influencer that I really like, her name is Haley Ivers. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. She's I guess you could say like a micro influencer. She has 15,000 followers, but her page is very well set up. She has obviously like her name, and then she also has like SF Bay Area in the like the thing we talked about, putting where your name is at.
Yeah.
She says what she does, where she's going to be located, because I guess she travels here and there, her email, and she's part of the Sephora squad, so she has to put that hashtag, I'm sure. And then she explains what her link is, so it says blog, and then shop her IG, and then she also has another page, which is presets, which that sounds really chaotic, but the way she sets it up looks really like easy to understand. Yeah. And then she also has her highlights, but she makes it cute and like personal, like they're not overwhelming. And then she also has Reels, IGTV on top of her feed. And the feed itself I really love because she has like photos that we would take as like a consulting brand. Mm-hmm. She takes them on her feed just like for fun to do product shots. I'm sure she gets products for free or something to do that, but she does that, and she has like cute fashion posts, she has like relatable posts, she has filler type posts, which she's the one that actually told, like, she posted about not calling them filler photos anymore and calling them like vibe photos or like something like that. I forget, but
that just sounds more purposeful too. Like filler just sounds like you're just throwing some shit in there, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. So that's one influencer I really love. Highly recommend. You guys should follow her if you're into fashion, skincare.
Okay, so I think we're just going to continue with the influencer situation. My first, like, favorite influencer, I guess, is Hitomi. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Makizuki. I think that's how you pronounce it. Her @ is Yanomi_Hitomi. Her vibe is, like, nature, also, like, breath work, yoga, and just like sustainability. Going through the bio, she has her name, and then she has forest nymph, which I think is like kind of cute. It's just like a little fun thing about her, which is true because a lot of her like vibe is always like in nature. And then she has a description of she has forest nymph on there, which I think is really cute. And then she has another little like slogan, I guess you could call it, just like take a deep breath with me. And then after that, she has her link tree, which it includes her YouTube. And then she also has her own app. So she has her app links for iOS and for Android. Like I said earlier in the podcast, like a very like not so super like put together type of feed.
Yeah.
And I think her feed really represents that. But like there's a lot of like personality and like density to like her photos. Like they're all of her in nature, also just like she's having fun with her page, and you can tell, you know. Her page is just very purposeful. Like every caption is a good like substantial message. Oh, I guess I missed the highlight. She only has 5,
but they're nice.
And they're nice. Yeah, they're photos, which like we don't usually like that, but she makes them look very like simple and cute.
My next influencer, which I feel like I talk about her all the time, but I love JC Marie Smith. Mm-hmm. That's her IG @ And then her name itself is JC Marie, and she puts like a cute little star emoji. Her bio is pretty self-explanatory. It just has where she's located and then her 2 businesses, like their IGs linked.
Right.
And then she puts like whatever the link is her latest YouTube video, and she says what it is. So the last one was her moving vlog.
That's really nice touch because I feel like it keeps up to date with like her.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to go
content
in there and do that.
I don't feel like a lot of people do that though. That's awesome.
She also has photos on her highlights, which I've honestly never looked, but she doesn't do anything real special, to be honest. I don't hate it, but I don't love it, but it also just makes me feel like she's human.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
she's not thinking about it too much.
Yeah, which is nice. And then her feed itself, I really love like the colors that she's always gone with, which is like pinks, greens, yellows, and blues, like sunset vibes, like lots of sky, beach, like some sort of like nature sometimes, and then like cool creative photos every now and
like
again.
kind of editorial in a way. Yeah.
And then she also does like casual stuff, like just an iPhone selfie or like a mirror selfie or like something about her skincare. I just feel like I've loved her for like years now, and I feel like she's always adapting and changing. Like she doesn't just stay stagnant. Like some people just like stay with the same thing. Like, well, it used to work. It used to work.
Themes and whatever.
Yeah, she never. I don't know. I don't think she did themes ever, but she definitely used to be more like everything was editorial, which was fun and like people liked it. And then I think people wanted to see more like real stuff.
Yeah.
And especially with COVID.
Fair enough.
It's like lots happening. So yeah, I love her. She's my ride or die.
The next person that I have, her name is Jasmine Rogers. Her @ is that curly chop. Her bio is first her pronouns, which I think that's really important. And then after, she does have like what her niche is, which again we thought was really important for like influencers. She has sustainable fashion and lifestyle. And then kind of similar to me, she put Black and Mexican creator, which I think is really, I mean, it's kind of really awesome to have that kind of, you know, approached right away when you come to somebody, because it's kind of like something you can vibe with, or like if someone's looking for diversity for their page, that sounds kind of silly, but like if somebody wants more cultured things. She has her Gmail, which she did what we said. It's kind of nice. And then I think she's religious, I'm assuming, because she does have like a verse of
the Bible.
Of the Bible.
Maybe the Bible? I mean,
I don't know.
Is there verses for other things?
Yeah, I don't know, I guess. And then she has her link tree, which includes her YouTube, her Pinterest. I guess she was included in a Refinery 29 article.
Okay.
And then a bunch of like her codes, which that's really interesting and really neat that she can put that all there. It looks a little bit overwhelming, but you know.
But okay.
But if you're really looking for her codes, they're there. Like, that's nice.
Yeah.
And then her highlights, she does have a couple scrolls. Not my favorite thing, but I do appreciate, like, she made it look really pretty. Like, they're just a bunch of colors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fun. But I think what I like about her is, like, she really does use all of the platforms that, like, Instagram gives you to use, which I think that's just amazing. And also, like, kudos to you for creating all that stuff. And overall, her vibe is just really fun, very vibrant and like colorful. And you can tell that she like really likes to just have fun with like her page again. Like I think I enjoy people who see Instagram as a creative space instead of just like somewhere to post photos. She almost has like an artist type of vibe to her, which I think is really neat. Like she makes breakfast look fucking dope.
Not like a chore.
Not like a chore. And she does cool edits to her photos that aren't necessarily like just filters, but she'll like put herself in like a field of flowers, or like this one kind of reminds me of like the background of a Windows computer.
She's in it.
Yeah, I think she's just really fun and I enjoy that.
Moving on to brands. First brand I'm going to talk about is Midjourney. Mel and I have both worked with Midjourney a few times, so we're pretty familiar with the brand itself. And we feel like they do everything very well based on their own branding. It's very minimalist, simple, but like luxurious, modern, minimalistic, and also trendy. It's pretty much to the point in their bio. It's the new luxury, fine jewelry for every day, so their tagline, and then new additions every Monday. So kind of letting you know what to expect on their page. And then their highlights, pretty simple photos, nothing too crazy. I kind of hate that some of them are too long, like the names themselves. Like,
you can't
read them.
Yeah.
And then the content itself, they have a good mix of like editorial posts, things that their consumers wear, stylized photos, flat lays, new product launches, text. They just like, they mix everything together very well, and it looks like it's all the same brand. It's not just thrown together.
Yeah.
Which it could get really boring with a brand like this because it's all just like neutrals and stuff, but they mix things in. They got diversity and colors, and
also what they do really well, I mean, I feel like you already said this, but I'm going to reiterate, it's that they take user-generated content and really, like, mix it in there well. Like, whoever's doing their socials is probably, like, very good at, like, picking out things from the stuff that they're tagged in.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily, like, they are getting, like, content in a Dropbox from their influencers. It's, like, they're just kind of sifting through all the stuff that they've sent out to people and kind of taking from there, which is super nice. I mean, we do consider the fact that, like, they send out, like, posting guidelines, but you know, everyone has a different vision, and I think it's really awesome that they do that, number one. And number two, it's just smart. Like,
it's a smart business move.
It's really
then
nice.
You get people like us to be like diehards for them now.
Yeah.
And like, we actually, you know, obviously genuinely believe in the brand and like recommend it.
Yeah. The first brand I picked is Like Wolf. It's a clothing brand. It's sustainability forward brand. Yes, sustainably forward brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so their page, their bio includes a little, I guess, a description of like why they named it that. And
because it is like a weird name, kind of.
Yeah. So the creator actually put, like, the founder of the company put her name after the name of the company. I don't know if this was like a move made because this was her past page or what it was, but she has that. And then in the bio it says named after my mother, and then it says made in LA in small runs with sustainability and community in mind, which I think that's super thoughtful. Everyone's looking for a brand that is not just like every other, I guess, but also like thinking about the community and also about, you know, how they get these things sourced. So I think that's really cool. Their story highlights, I think they're pretty chill. The names of like the story highlights all fit within the little space it gives you.
Character limit.
So you can read what it says, which I think that's nice. Do use photos. Don't necessarily think they are the best, but doesn't look out of like pocket or any like out of character.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Their page overall, again, a lot of variety. Obviously, it's a clothing brand, so there's just a lot of clothing, but they do use like user-generated content, and then also all the stuff is very like natural, but also like editorial. They have like a good mix of it, and a lot of like layout, like product shot layouts, and whatnot. But yeah, they're just really cool to me. And then they also use IGTV and like the shopping function, which I think that's super important for brands who sell actual products. You need to be doing that 100%.
My next brand is Mate the Label, which is another sustainable brand from LA, and they're pretty popular. I mean, they're in Goop and Forbes. Like, what the heck? Anyways, so as far as their page goes, same things as I've been saying. I will say their highlights are maybe a little bit boring. Like, just all one color.
Yeah.
And then probably the next swipe, another color, but all good. We're going sustainable. That's kind of their vibe. And yeah, I mean, they have their tagline. They're basically like, hey, look at us. We're cool. Like, as seen in Forbes, Goop, Fast Company. And then they have a trademarked Dress Clean. And then they have their link tree where they're located again. And then they have, you know, message, email, all that stuff. The titles are good in their highlights. The page itself, I feel like, is the epitome of like mixing things really well. So they have stuff like that's behind the brand. So like the manufacturing process and what that looks like. Their like user-generated content again. And then like campaign shoots. They're very diverse as well, which is awesome for any brand. They have giveaways, they have videos, and they also take advantage of Reels and IGTV. One thing they're missing is the shopping feature.
Yeah. I think, though, the reason they don't do that is because they're limited. Their supply is so limited.
Like, why have it on Instagram if it's sold out all the time or something?
Right.
Yeah. Depends on
But yeah, I think they do not, like, they don't sell out on everything. So I think having that shopping function is missing. I think you're right. Yeah. That's nice. My last brand is actually a friend of mine. She started a like a wellness club page. It's called the Happy Papaya Club. She did really cute branding on it, actually. It's like very vibrant and like colorful, and her logo is a papaya. But so the type of page that she has it under is a community page, which I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
And the first sentence of her bio is a woman X. Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Woman X Wellness Club. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but that is what it says. And then she wrote, reinventing wellness by merging intersectionality, holism, and collective empowerment.
Not sure.
And then she has, check out our website down below, and then the link. It's pretty straightforward, goes straight to the point about what she's going to talk about, what this page is about, and also the fact that it's a community. So, like, engage, you know. Her highlights, super fun. I think she only has 2 scrolls, which is probably like 10 of them. They're all really like in the funky patterns that she made, like overall for the branding. So it's cool. Yeah. The titles of the things itself, some of them are cut off, but most of them you can see. And then she is taking advantage of Reels, and that's about it. I think maybe down the line she has the availability to like create IGTV content for her page, because I think it's such a dense like community topic, like the topics that she engages in. So she can definitely use that. But the page overall, she does really well in like making it look natural and talking about important things. She also like did brand herself with specific font, which like she adds in like her photos, which makes it really cohesive looking. She does source a lot of her content, so like, that's kind of like a fun way to make it kind of your own. She does give photo credit, so that's really nice. And
essential.
She gives a lot of good information in a very palatable way. I think she does it really well.
Nice.
But yeah, go check her out, by the way, if you want to learn more about this
We'll have everybody linked below.
Yeah.
That we talked about. And that's it for season 2, folks.
That went by really fast, in my opinion.
Even though we took like a break, it felt like
it just ran through it.
Yeah.
I think we just had like a better schedule. I think that's why.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, let us know what you want to see next season. We do have some things planned. But yeah, if you guys, so we do want to have like some interviews in the next season. So if you want to hear from someone specifically, obviously maybe not like 2 out of our range.
Yeah, come on, be realistic for us, please.
Like maybe we can reach out to somebody for some information. Like we have a couple people in mind, but
even if it's just topics and we could email them and they would respond to that.
Just anything of that kind of situation. Yeah. Let us know what you guys want to hear. And thanks for watching season 2. Y'all have been awesome. But yeah.
We'll see y'all in season 3. Hopefully not too far from now. We're going to take a little gap in between, but we will be back before you know it. See ya.